the door behind you.
Kwesi Iso Blankson marks this moment with reverence as he goes on to explain the inhumane conditions. Slaves living on little food, water, or air, eating, sleeping, defecating side by side in suffocating conditions. Blankson is a senior educator here. And what is that door?
That was through that door, soldiers and officials came in to select the women. They washed them and abused them.
Rape them?
Yes, rape them. And after they brought them back.
The children and the women?
Yes.
And this went on every day?
This went on every day.
Cape Coast Castle was once the most active slave trading hub in West Africa. For nearly 4 centuries, millions of Africans were captured like animals and shipped across the Atlantic to a future they could never imagine. So, Blankson, they would be spending up to 3 months in the dungeon, and then when they came out, the door of no return.
And to many, this door represents beginning from the known to the unknown. And therefore, right from here, the resistance was much anticipated.
They expected people to be fleeing,
screaming, doing all sorts of things. They expected everything that a captive would do.
And it's called? But before long, they rise like a roar out of the rainforest. The sounds of Ghana's Kakum National Park, all the more precious because so many here tell us the park wouldn't stand a chance of coming together in today's Ghana. Created in the early 1990s, Kakum sits in the southwest of the country. It's 360 square kilometers of protected rainforest in the midst of prime farmland and hunting grounds.
Hi.
And that's where we've arranged to meet Isaac Owusu. Isaac tells me he knows every inch of this park. He used to be a poacher here. All right, let's go, and you can tell me a little bit about it.
Look at this. This tree. Come here.
Oh, I see it over there. But he's a conservationist now, pointing out things like cicadas. He's been guiding in the park for nearly 15 years, and he has more to say about his conversion later. Right now, Isaac is telling me to keep quiet. Animals can't stand the noise. Oh, really? As you might guess, I'm way too loud for this place. We didn't see any of the monkeys, elephants, buffalo, or other mammals that roam this park. But what we did see was Kakum's salvation. Oh my gosh, Isaac, this is spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, you're so high up here above the forest floor. The canopy walk unfolds like a children's playground atop trees, and it can't help but be Kakum's main attraction and source of revenue. Right, here goes nothing, Isaac. So how wobbly is this anyway? Oh my goodness, you can see right to the forest floor. Will you coming with me, Isaac? Let's go, come on. What are people's reactions normally when they're on this for the first time?
Yeah, many of them were afraid. And you see people crying.
Crying?
Yeah.
So listen, if your stomach can handle this, this really is exhilarating. I mean, it's as if you were walking a tightrope between trees. But everything you can take in up here is amazing. You really do get a sense of the full canopy of the rainforest. You look down and you can see the expanse of the forest floor. And really just take it in all in. The sights, the sounds. The walk spans 7 bridges at a top height of 40 meters. Every step is like the ride of your life. Well, when they say it's steep here, they're not kidding. You really do feel as if you could fall right to the forest floor. But the views from here, unmatched. It's a view many believe wouldn't exist without the park's legal protection. Protection from the kind of man Isaac used to be. A poacher prowling the park for all he could kill, including elephants. His 14 children changed things, he tells me. He realized if he and others didn't stop, there would be no rainforest and no livelihood left. That's quite a conversion from hunter to conservationist.
Yes. Many people said when they even see me, they will shoot me because I have let them down for what they are.
And you've left them down?
Yes, I let them down. And when this park started, they saw that I didn't do any wrong thing.
Isaac says people from the 52 villages that surround the park have since thanked him. They say the park employs their children and has brought money into communities.
We work with the local communities, with the local organizations.
In the early years of the park, USAID helped to bring local residents on side by preaching the nature, wealth, power paradigm. That a virgin rainforest, well preserved, can give cold, hard cash back to a community.
This place is different because they worked with the local communities and found a way to have a steady stream of income through the canopy walk.
And without that financing, what would happen?
Well, it's at risk. You never know. You know, the challenges of African parks is that you have encroachment with agriculture, and so there's a lot of different demands on the land, and if it's not paying for itself, it puts the park more at risk.
The buy-in wasn't easy, though, and as we roll into the village of Abrafo that borders the park, Isaac explains that farmers' livelihoods have been put at risk as elephants from the park raid bordering farms. So you saw them, Emmanuel? Yeah, you saw the elephants. Emmanuel Ache says elephants have already destroyed some of his valuable crops. And Tina Anoche, a community worker with a local NGO, explains why.
As you can see, the park is right there. And then they farm right along the park boundary, which is very close. So as soon as the elephants come out of the park, there is a farm.
There is no fence around the park, so the Forestry Commission has worked with local NGOs on ways to protect farmland.
Otherwise, the elephants just come into their farm, destroy all the crops, eat everything, pull down trees, and then they leave.
No one here is pretending that sustainable livelihoods come quickly or easily. The Forestry Commission believes there is no choice. Farming, poaching, deforestation are all ravaging Ghana's landscape.
Around the park, gradually, virtually everything is gone. And
everything is gone around the park?
Yeah, virtually.
Do you think if this park wasn't created 20 years ago that it could be created today?
I would say it would have been very, very difficult if the park had not been created 20 years ago. Yeah, with the changes in terms of governance and other things, where for now communities are even fighting for some portions of some other reserves to even be given back to them. It would have been very, very difficult.
The wild sounds and rich ecosystems seem well protected here. Well served by the money visitors bring to the park, but better served by how comfortably and peacefully this park now sits within the future landscape of a country so eager to prosper. Alpine takes us away from the southern part of the country and off on a mission to the central city of Kumasi. And yeah, you can call it a death wish. Take a close look at these billboards calling people to the big event, a Ghanaian funeral. How big are the funerals here? Check out the billboard behind me. It's advertising a celebration of life, a funeral. And it says, all sympathizers are welcome. Behold the sympathizers at 70-year-old Joanna Boafo's funeral. Getting down, grooving it up, having a good time. And we were told more than once, if there's no dancing, there's no funeral. Richard is Joanna's son. What do you think your mother would think of this funeral today?
I think she'll be very happy. I think if she's anywhere, my mother is anywhere right now, she'll be very happy.
That's not to say that funeral rites are all joyous. The mourners do some official crying and praying, a respectful way to see the dead off to a better life.
I am the resurrection and the life.
Many, like Joanna, have traditional services at church, too. But the rest of the ritual is pure party time, from the setup of the tents and chairs to the food and drinks, choreographed like a wedding, and it can cost just as much. We meet Kwaku, the funeral planner, in charge of 30 funeral parties on this day alone. How much can it usually cost?
An average funeral should cost around between $15,000 to $20,000.
$20,000. Wow. For some, that extravagance extends to their resting place. Coffins have become a life statement in Ghana. For the musician, the footballer, the movie fan, usually the family picks the coffin. But this third-generation coffin maker wants people to pick their own coffin before they die.
But what I try to encourage people is, during that day, it is only the coffin you will be going with and nothing else, so it's better.
But the coffin, like the party, we're told, is about consoling the family through a final send-off. What do you believe happens to the soul of that person when you have such a great turnout like this? Jemima is a family friend here who tries to explain.
That means the person was very friendly, was very charitable, was able to socialize, and was having a good communication with the people within the society.
By all accounts, Joanna was the most caring of people. In Ghana, that means it's time to party. In the vocals, the beat, the sheer poetry of an impromptu performance by Menza and One Love. Main artists giving life to a style, a sound, all their own.
Every time we're on stage, we try and bring as much of Ghana as possible.
What's going on there now on stage? What do they do?
On stage is a Congo player, which is like the great grandfather of the guitar. It's a two-string guitar from up north, from up northern region of Ghana.
Very acoustic sound.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go over and listen to it for a minute.
Check it out. To play this instrument, you have to have a powerful voice to complement it.
As artist Steve-O strums away, we get a sense of the evolution of music here, now popular in places far from this stage in Ghana.
People throughout the whole world have been listening to African music for the last 40-50 years anyway. They have just been listening to African music via America, or African music via London, or African music via Jamaica, or African music via Brazil. In the 21st century, they are going to listen to African music straight from Africa.
Panjianoff is a prolific music producer here.
I work with a lot of people who I'd say are Renaissance men.
He's helped spread hip life music far and wide, the Ghanaian sound that mixes the original sound of high life, hip hop, and rap.
20 years later, hip hop has